Alright, what's going on, guys? It's really early in the morning. I always say this, but it's only 8:30, so for some of you guys, this is normal. But for me, this is kind of early. Today we are dipping Kevin's car, finally, his purple protege. We are dipping it Wicked Red Wine. Or Wicked Wine Red, I'm not sure. But before he gets here, I have to basically make space. So obviously this where I park has all the space I need, but I need space over there. So the Porsche is going outside, the futon is getting pushed over, all these little things are getting pushed aside. So I'll come back once all that's done. Alright, so basically this is as clean or as open as I'm gonna be able to get it, which is really good. It's so much more room that I used to have before when I dipped cars last year and 2 years ago. This is way more room than what I ever had. So the only other thing I could think of is take the futon outside, and then I have the whole garage. But I don't think that's necessary. The goal is to be able to close the door while dipping a car. But the only bad thing about that is then all the fumes stay in here, all the overspray stays in here, which is why I covered up the futon, just the mattress and my toolbox. Everything else I don't really care about overspray getting on there. But yeah, other than that, we're good. I'm good for now. I told him to be here at 9. It's 8:45. So while he's on his way, I'm gonna go ahead and clean the gun since I just dipped Ignis's hood. I clean the gun after I'm done with every job, but it's always good to go back and re-clean it. Just make sure it's good. You know, you don't want to start a job thinking that you cleaned the job before and it's still dirty, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. Alright, so Danny's here. Alright, so I just sprayed some paint thinner out of the gun. I'm gonna let it. The reason why I did it now is so the gun and the cup could sit and the paint thinner could dry out inside the gun, inside the cup, while we get working on the car. I'm prepping the car. So what year is this, Danny?
90.
So this is 1990 Mazda Protege. So I'm just gonna highlight some key things here. Because he's so low, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it perfectly, but I'm just showing off now how the dip is gonna cover this. The flare covers this anyway, so it's not like it's a really important factor, but just showing the before and after of this dent here, because the dip will kind of smooth it out. Basically every fender, just gonna highlight how it looks before dip. So we're gonna get working on prepping the car. I'm gonna switch over to the GoPro just to save some battery on the main camera, and it's just gonna be a time lapse anyway, so it's just gonna be sitting there the whole time. Alright, so we're pretty much all done prepping the car. We got the headlights, the grill, his intercooler. Half of the front bumper is already like black, so we're just gonna follow that line because the intercooler is just, there's just so much going on with the intercooler that it's in the way. Got the wheel covers on, windshield, windows, mirror, antenna. This is like, it's like painted or wrap or something, so you can't even see through it anyway, so we're just gonna dip it. Back window, I'm gonna dip over the taillights and then just peel it when we're done. This is just so, I don't know, they started doing it and I told them that they don't have to really cover it, but we're going to. So now I'm just gonna wipe it down with some pre-dip spray. Basically it just cleans the paint from any wax or dirt, grime that's built up on it. Basically make it a nice smooth surface for the dip. We have 1 gallon of black and then 2 gallons of the Wicked wine. Alright, so we're done with the first, with the base color. You can see there how we covered everything. You still see that kind of. A little bit. It's so hot though that the dip started drying inside the gun in between coats and during coats. This is all like the dry dip that was inside the gun, just from cleaning it right now. But I cleaned it out. It's cooling off now in front of the fan. Now we're gonna start working on the real color. None of us have seen the color yet. Alright, so basically pretty much done. Here's the color in the sun. I still have to spray it one more time because when you peel the dip, you want to spray where the tape is around the dip. That way the dip is wet and the tape doesn't pull the dip with it. So for like right here, I'm going to spray this wet and then peel it wet along with all this stuff here.
That's good.
Hey, when you Alright, so we're done with this car. We actually did it pretty fast. I think we started at like 11 and it's like 3:30 right now. Not the best conditions to dip a car. It's really hot. At the end there, I couldn't spray the tape wet and then peel it wet because it was just drying so fast. But for the conditions, it came out good. Alright, so that's the end of this video.